Woo! Hey, y'all. All right. It's officially 6 months into the year. Okay. All right. We officially made it halfway through 2023, and that's a reason to celebrate. Let me tell you what else is a reason to celebrate. The technology has been trying us all freaking evening. Okay. It's been crazy. We was on, we got cut off. The thing was working. Blackout. The camera wasn't working. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
But we're back.
We're here, which is a reason to freaking celebrate. Okay. If you're new here,
back.
Or you're just joining us, you know that we like to celebrate our wins, big and small. And today we're celebrating all the little wins. Okay, these are little wins
that mounted
like freaking monumental wins,
big wins
to us. Okay, and if you're just now joining us or new, I personally am on a journey to accept and further celebrate my own personal accomplishments. I am in therapy for it. So anyway. If you have not guessed, that's what we're talking about today. And it's important to celebrate yourself, but it's also probably even more important to celebrate the people that are around you. So maybe you are the king or queen of celebrating your loved ones, your kids, your aunties, your uncles, your nephews, your cousins, everybody else. Maybe you're the person that's like, I'm not that great at that, but I want to get better. Whatever side of the spectrum you fall on or somewhere in between, stay tuned. Keep it locked, 106 and Park, because this episode is for you.
Hi, I'm Pam Williams, a mother.
And I'm Jessica E. Williams, a daughter. And this is a mother and a daughter truthful chat, where we discuss our 35-year multi-layered relationship.
We've been through so many ups and downs. Not only are we family, but we're business partners in the high-stress world of event planning and production for short films.
We've also shared the same therapist for over 10 years. What some people call codependence, we call collaboration.
So join us as we share stories from our lives,
have candid conversations with other mother-daughter duos,
and shed light on the roller coaster ride of being a woman while raising a woman.
All right, y'all. So welcome to Truthful Chats.
I've been a little thirsty.
Very much, me too. It's been a day. Anyway,
I love limeade.
I love lemonade. That's what this is. Don't think there's anything else in it. Anyway, welcome to Truthful Chats. They are designed to get us to the ongoing practice of generational wellness. If you want to find out more about what generational wellness is, check wherever you're watching this video. There's a description box below. There's someone at our door. Someone in our house will get it at some point. People know we record at this time, so I don't know what's going on.
Or not.
Anyway, if you can't tell, we're just really the real here. So anyway, each month on the Create Generational Wellness channel, we have a theme, and Truthful Chats unpack that theme just a little bit. So that's what we're doing today. It is June, as I've said, and if you couldn't tell, the theme of the month is celebrate. And today's episode is the joy of celebration.
Absolutely.
So let's get into it.
All right, June's a big month for us in our household, in our family. Period. We have a lot of birthdays coming up.
Hey, shout out to the Gemini, shout out to the Cancers, shout out to the Leo, shout out to the Tauruses. They kicked us off. Shout out to
my husband's birthday is this month. We have a lot of family friends' birthdays this month. Father's Day is coming. It's Pride Month. And graduations. We went to a graduation celebration yesterday. Shout out Sid. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
And we probably have a few more coming up on the calendar.
Probably. It's just that time of year.
Yep.
It's also Black Music Month, which I'm going to cheers to that. Black music gets me through all the things, okay? Every other people's kind of music too, but Black, therefore I have an affinity to Black music. It's also summer. Summertime is just a reason to celebrate. It's the age of pleasure.
It really is.
If you're Janelle Monáe, be careful. Enjoy yourself responsibly because the monkeypox is out here. But, it's summertime. Great things happen in summertime. There's traveling. Hopefully you're taking some time off. You're not working super hard. It's a good time. Unless you live in a city or a state where Lucifer is vacationing, then it's probably not so great because it's incredibly hot. And we definitely experienced that in Cali last summer. I went to Texas and came back, and it was hotter here than it was in Texas. And that was very, very annoying. So hopefully it won't be super hot where you are, even though global warming is a thing. And you can enjoy your summer. It's time to celebrate. Barbecues and things, pool parties and stuff. So yeah. Anyways, celebrations, as we're preparing for this topic and getting ready, I thought it was interesting. I read something that said that celebrations, are essential aspect of our lives because they give us opportunity to kind of like not take things for granted and like pay attention to what's actually going on in our lives, like what we
Stop.
usually stop and don't take inventory of. Because if you've been living as long as either one of us has been living, you like fall into a rhythm with celebrations. It's like, oh, so and so's birthday again, and then they child's thing, and then the recitals and the birthdays and the this and the that and the weddings and the funerals, and you like kind of get in the routine of like doing celebrations and events. But if a celebration is done right, it should be an intentional, well thought out, like amazing celebration of this particular person's milestones, achievements, wins, big or small, whatever the thing is. Like showing that you acknowledge that person and you celebrate them and like you see them and how they're living their life and that you're super proud of them. So this could be your friends or family members, boyfriends, girlfriends, baby mamas, exes, homeboys, homegirls, frat brothers, sorority sisters. Like there's always something that somebody to celebrate for doing a thing, a career thing, a family thing, a personal thing. And parties are easy, right? Like we all will turn up for a good turn up, okay? Whatever's going on. But I think that like we don't often think about celebrations as more than just parties. Like just little day-to-day gestures to let people know, like, I see you, I see what you're doing, I see how you're living your life, and I celebrate what you're doing. And maybe I'm even inspired by that. Like it lets you know that that person and that relationship is significant to you, and therefore you're celebrating the people. So there's actually surprisingly benefits, okay, to you celebrating others. So let me make sure I get them right because these are from the experts. So I want to get them correct. The first one is you get to shift your focus from yourself to other people, which
this is America. That's not often done.
Shout out to Donald Glover. Hopefully we're not living our lives completely in a bubble of narcissism and we want to get the attention off of ourselves sometimes. The next one
balance
says
is good.
Balance is good.
Yeah.
I'm a Gemini, I'm all about the balance.
Think about somebody else.
You want to create a sense of connection and belonging. I'm not trying to be morbid, but honestly, as we matriculate and go through life, that's kind of all we have. Like once we make our transition, people are going to really remember how we made them feel, right? And the connections that we had and the belonging. Like that's all the people that's going to be there to remember you. So you want to make sure those are mozzarella on point. You want to always make sure, hopefully, when you're celebrating others, that it allows you to appreciate the people that are around you. Again, we're kind of on this like don't take people for granted thing. A great example of this, we were talking about it. If you have not seen the Malcolm and Marie on the Netflix, shout out to John David. Shout out to
Joshua Paul was talking about that on the social media today.
Shout out to Joshua Paul. He was about that movie specifically?
Yes, specifically.
Listen, shout out to John David. Shout out to Zendaya. Shout out to Sam Levinson. If you want to see where, remember when Dave Chappelle used to say when keeping it real goes wrong? If you want to see when celebrating goes wrong, that story is about it. It should have been a super celebratory night, and it was not because
he failed to. Well, spoiler alert.
People were not appreciating people. We'll put it like that. If you haven't
in
seen
a proper way,
you should watch it, and then we can talk in the comments. Anyway, celebrating others is also important because it fosters positive emotions such as happiness, gratitude, and joy. We say every week, life be lifing, okay? So when you can get these positive emotions, positive memories, endorphins going, all kind of positive things, it's important. Again, you're strengthening your relationships with others, which is like, again, kind of all you have in life. So you want to make sure you're
at the end of the day
really strong relationships and people that love you and remember you and think of you fondly. And you want to create a sense of unity and support, which is like, I hope important to you because it should be, I think. And I kind of said this earlier, but celebrations really ground you in the present moment, which is like mad important. I think we talk about that all the time. Like you hear people like, I just want to work on being more present. People when we were on lockdown was like, I was more present with my family. I was more present. I wasn't so focused on where I was present. Like nothing really like grounds you like a celebration, right? Like we just went to shout out to Ingy, her 60th birthday party this weekend. So it was like cool to see all these people from all her different walks of life. And we were all there to celebrate her. But of course, we're also making memories amongst ourselves, which is cool. And it like kind of bookends things, right? Like this isn't, that was an example of one birthday out of many and hopefully many more to come, right? But if it's a graduation.
60 was a big deal. 60 is a big deal.
Especially if you're Black in America. 60 is a big deal. But like anything, graduations, weddings, even funerals, it's all like the goal has been accomplished, right? We did the thing and we want to celebrate
Got to 60.
that thing, whatever that particular thing is. And hopefully you're inspired by that to like move forward and embrace new things and new opportunities in your life. So those are just some of the important things about why the celebrations matter.
And I love that, what you said just about the celebration being present, but then it creates a memory for the future. So it's almost like the celebration has a double benefit. You're in the moment, you're celebrating the moment, but then for years to come, you will sit around talk about, remember when we, blah, blah, blah. So then that recreates, it's kind of like when they do the repost the thing on the Instagram. It's kind of like when you talk about it again, you repost
you relive it.
You relive it and the feelings come back up again and again, creates that unity and that support and all those good feelings.
It's important. It's important to have those moments.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have some not great moments. So you want to be able to pull those out of the drawer on the bad days.
But I really think it's important to celebrate not just the big things, but daily things,
Okay.
If you can figure out how to have little daily celebrations. Like I always love when I see, on social media or wherever, where parents are posting putting things in kids' lunch boxes or in their duffel bags or, this, that, and the other. So in the middle of the day, you're celebrating your kid, they open their lunchbox and they're like, my mom is thinking about me or whatever. That's a little celebration. Or, your significant other putting something in their briefcase or their computer bag or whatever.
Being thoughtful. Being a thoughtful human being, which I feel like is a dying art.
Being very, very thoughtful. General. It doesn't have to, be a big thing. It doesn't have to cost any money. A sincere compliment. And when I say sincere, I mean it's based on something that you noticed about the person, not just a general.
Sincerely, because I know shade culture is we was reared in shade. We suckled at the teat of shade for at least the last 2 decades. But a sincere compliment does go
Sincere compliment.
Okay, polka dots. Shout out to Amanda Seals.
Thank you notes, small
Thank
gifts.
you notes. Shout out to Jimmy Fallon in the Root.
Yep. Notes around the house, all those kind of things, just little like you said, thoughtful things. And it really just lets people know that you see them. Our friend Adrian brought something to us a while back, the South African greeting that the Zulus use, sawubona, which means I see you. And, I'm really big on paying attention to people and noticing what they're doing and noticing how you can support them or how you can encourage them or how you can, let them know that you're inspiring, they're inspiring you even. So you can't do that unless you're paying attention to people and you can't see what they're doing and you notice what they're doing.
And some of y'all heard that for the first time in Avatar with Jake Sully and the Navi and all them people with the micro braids. Mm-hmm. I see you, Jake Sully. I see you.
You always have movie references.
It came from people of color.
Yes, that's where.
No diss James Cameron. I'm just saying the people don't be knowing. They be like, "That was an Avatar." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's a whole African concept."
And there's a response. The response is Sikona, which means because you see me, I exist. It makes me feel valued. It makes me feel important to know that you were paying attention enough to notice that about me, and so now I feel seen, and my existence. I know that you acknowledge my existence and it makes it easier for me to acknowledge my existence. Does that make sense?
And that's important. Yeah, I think that's a powerful thought. Like, because isn't that humans in general? Like, you ain't just living just to be living. You want somebody to
want to be connected.
See what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's important.
So by acknowledging the efforts of others around us, we create that supportive environment. And it's really important for your kids to learn how to celebrate others at a very young age. Just start getting that into their little spirits and into their emotional, psychological well-being.
To make it part of their being.
Yes, it makes it better for them and for the other people that they come in contact with. And we probably might devote a whole episode to that later on this month.
Pam love the kids. So I like them too, but she loves kids.
So pay attention. I love the kids and I love the parenting. And marriage is hard, but parenting is hard. Let me tell you that. because you are really, I don't want to scare you, but you're responsible for another human being. When you're married, you're in partnership with another human being, but you're not responsible for them. But when you're parenting, you are responsible for this child up until a certain point.
By law and by spirit.
Yeah. So what you put in there is really important. And she's right. I am really big on that. And
big on the kids.
So what are some other ways you can celebrate, that acknowledge people that are, like you said, not necessarily a party or anything like that?
Yeah, I like that.
It can be a congratulatory message. Thank God for social media, because sometimes people, don't, might not use their powers for good, but it can be used for good. You can see somebody, doing something on their job or being acknowledged for something that you would have never known about.
Is a snitch. LinkedIn be telling you everything about
you would have never known this was happening for that person if it wasn't for social media. So, don't be a hater. If you see somebody getting acknowledged for something, Jessica gonna talk about that.
Don't play yourself.
But go on and acknowledge and say, congratulations. This is so awesome. I'm so proud of you. I remember when you were just trying to do this and now here you are. And
look at you. You done glowed up.
Just be, again, sincere. If you've been paying attention to the person, you understand their journey. It won't hurt you to say, how awesome is this? And,
look at you. Look at you.
Yep.
Glowing up.
I have a group of work friends, and we worked together probably 20 years, maybe. Yeah, almost 20 years ago. But we all are still really connected. And one of their sons, Julius, shout out, his son graduated from high school yesterday. And we were all on there congratulating him and congratulating his son.
I didn't know this.
And
nobody told me.
And we remember when, he was born. I don't want to say his name on here, but we remember when he was born. So for us all to have stayed connected and to still be able to celebrate each other's children, and that is really, really important. And I think for me, I've not lived around my family for a really, really long time.
That's true.
They all live,
family that you create on your own.
So the family that you create on your own, once you get grown, is priceless. We had a community in New York. We should. We had a community in New York, and then we moved here to California. We have a community here, and it just has been a lifeline. And we've made up our own celebrations. I mean, sometimes it's just Sunday dinner in the backyard, but it's still a celebration, and we get to hear what people are doing and what's going on in their lives and acknowledge it and pay attention to it. And that's just really, really significant.
Yeah. And then I think for me, like at least like me and my cousins who grew up like that, we passed on the tradition. So like this Easter, like my friends came to our, little Easter family dinner or whatever and hung out. You know what I mean? So we pass on the tradition of creating those moments, especially in LA, because LA can be a very isolating place. People come here from all over to, follow their dreams, but they don't necessarily have biological family here. So people are telling me all the time, they're like, we love that you live at home. We love that you get with your parents so much, because if my parents were here, that's what I would be doing, because, life is hard out here. And I'd be like, thank you for affirming my life choices on the day that I feel bad. But, it's those kind of things. So yeah, we do dinners. I think for me, I really try to celebrate my friends, since I have so many friends that are in the arts, and that's a very difficult path, contrary to what you may see on television. But yeah, like one of my good friends just released like a really cool interview series that he did, and he's been doing music and living in Paris for a whole bunch of years. So like he sent me that, and I gave him some feedback today. We talked like for 2 seconds. Another friend of mine is an arts educator. So, I'm always trying to big up what he's doing, pouring into the kids and teaching them how to be responsible artists. And a couple other friends are singers, and some work in production, and other people are actors. And so, editors, all kinds of things. So, when you all sort of like come up together, I know Issa Rae sort of like popularized like networking vertically, and not even networking in a slimy way. Just, again, seeing and acknowledging the people are around you, their talents, what they're doing, and bigging them up when like super amazing things happen for them. Just like you want them to big you up.
Not be a hater.
And not be a hater. Which brings us to
wait. I have one more thing. I want to say You can send surprises. Google is your friend. Just go on there. You can send people,
Nothing
I
says
don't
love
know,
like a Uber Eats, okay?
an edible arrangement,
Some
a
edibles,
cash app, use this for whatever, whatever it is. A
gift
surprise
cards.
is a celebration and people love them. And then the other thing, we started it in the pandemic, but it still works. Like the virtual visits,
Now we have popping virtual events.
yeah,
by the way.
you can have a virtual event or you could just do a virtual hookup. I think people, used to call people, but now it's easy to pop in the StreamYard with 3 or 4 people and have conversations or watch movies together or do whatever. It not do whatever.
Save
Let
gas.
me take that back. Do whatever.
Girl,
Say
y'all are Netflix and chilling. Y'all was doing that before.
But gas is high, this, that, and the other. But the connection is what is important. The intention and the connection of the heart is what matters the most. So figure out how to do that, because even watching a movie with your friends online is a celebration.
It builds intimacy.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we think about it's got to be romantically involved to be intimate. But, you have inside jokes. Y'all got songs.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, be laughing at the same parts of the movie. Like you're building memories together. That's a part of intimacy and celebration. That's not, doing the most all the time. Now
it matters.
But it matters. Now I want to talk to some people, in the words of Kirk Franklin. Shout out to him. That maybe celebrating others is really kind of difficult for you. We won't get into all the reasons why it's difficult to you. I'm not trying to psychoanalyze you, but I'm a proponent of therapy. We subscribe to that here, okay? So like celebrating others sometimes can get tricky, at least in my experience, because you see all these great things happening for the people around you, but if things aren't happening greater for you in that moment, and I feel like that's really a matter of perspective, because I think something is always happening in your life that's good. It just depends on if you're actually open and available to receiving that perspective. Okay, so I don't want to say like nothing good ever happens to you, but like you might be in a rough patch or things might not be necessarily moving the same way that they're moving for somebody else. I also want to put in your work ethic might necessarily always be the same, or things are just being worked out for you. I have a friend today who just signed an incredible book deal, a 3-book deal. Okay, shout out to you. You know who you are. I don't want to name drop. I think it's on Twitter though, but anyway, shout out to Ladarian. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, right? But he had been wanting to do things in a certain way for a long time, but sometimes you just got to wait for all the little dots to connect, right? Before you start doing things. And I don't want to, let me clarify, because I don't want no confusion. I know the writers are on strike right now. We standing with you, okay? This person is writing a young adult's book, so I don't want to be like, oh, so he out here writing scripts? No, he's writing a book. It's already in the works. It was in the works before the strike. I don't want no smoke, okay? So anyway, saying all that to say, sometimes if things are not popping for you at the moment, you got to get excited about, I would encourage you to change your perspective. Like just kind of take inventory of some things, but also be like, I'm in the vicinity of great things happening to great people, which means I'm in the ether. I'm in the ether for amazing things and miracles and really cool stuff to happen. So you should be excited about that, and just know that it's like, boop, boop, boop. It might not be you, but then it'll be like boop, boop, boop. It might be somebody else, and then it'll be like boop, boop, boop. Nigga, that's me. And you want everybody to be just excited, and just as excited for you. Then you got to show up for them. You know what I mean? I think people want, like, we got to reciprocate. People, it's a reciprocal thing, okay? Don't be mad if the boop skips you right now. It might come to you next time, and you don't want to be all sour-faced in the corner, okay?
I tell you what, if you are sour-faced in the corner, the boop is not coming to you.
That's true.
Let's just be real about that.
All of this is very spiritual and goes round and around. So this is a skill that you can learn, okay? It's pretty much what I'm saying. And you want to, like I said, think about how you feel when people make you feel seen and acknowledged, and like try and pay that forward, like play it out for yourself to be like, okay, I want somebody to make me feel like this in the moment. Let me put that energy out for somebody else and hope that it comes back to me. Now, you're not supposed to be doing it just so the energy come back to you. Let's not be selfish. Like, let's genuinely put it out there.
Genuine, sincere. Care. Those are the words.
Genuine and sincere.
Genuine and sincere.
The words of the day. Genuinely and sincerely put that energy out for other people. And it'll come back to you. Like, I gotta shout out Vaughn. Gotta shout out Jesse. Like, they really be celebrating. Okay. Corinne, Jasmine. There's a bunch of people I can name. My friends are celebratory. Okay, we celebrate each other,
which is why y'all been friends for a long
That's true,
time.
and we've done a lot of life together. So it's a skill you can learn. Don't fret, my pet. And again, it's about creating unity, support for each other, community. Hopefully, these are people that are going to be in your life for some time. So you want to make sure they feel appreciated. You get to share in the joy and the happiness of other people. You get to be close to other people. Again, sense of belonging, connection. All that stuff is just as much of a part of what we do here at Create Generational Wellness as getting the bag and leveling up in your career and getting your mental health together and working on your fitness or whatever your thing is that you want to start to create within yourself. And then hopefully that has a generational ripple effect. And so hopefully celebrating your friends and your family, if you started as an individual, and then for the family that you're already part of, or families that you'll create, or, however you create and do family, then it becomes a part of the DNA of your family to celebrate yourself first, right? And then pour that out to other people. Celebrate all the cool things.
It can be a legacy.
It really can be a legacy. You know what I mean? And shout out to the people that really be planning parties, that really be doing it. Shout out to y'all. That's a lot of coordination and things, but it makes for really amazing memories. And for people that just do thoughtful, fly, dope things for other people, because it's mad important.
Really, really is.
Mad important.
Well, we're going to be talking about this all month. We will be talking about different ways to celebrate, how to teach your children how to celebrate.
And I just say they need it. I'm sorry. Shout out to the Gen Zers, but the way they be with the technology, you got to really put some things into their head, because there's some skills that they probably are going to miss. So, teach them now. Don't just celebrate with Alexa, celebrate an actual human as well.
And yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about how you can build celebrations of others into your daily conversations. I know that sounds like, huh? What? But
Pam is a certified conversational intelligence expert. Okay.
But if you're talking to somebody, if you're around somebody and every time you're around them, you're tense and you're like, what they gonna say next? I don't know if I want to hang out with them because they gonna say something stupid, and then I'm gonna have to, and then I'm feeling some type of way, and then I might have to pop off and whatever. That is not a celebratory environment, right? So
a celebratory environment is a word.
You can change the way that you talk to people every day and teach people how to talk to you.
Treat people how to treat you.
Because sometimes you have to say, wait.
Who are you talking to, dog? Who are you talking to?
There's a way to do it.
That's not the way to do it. But that's
we're going to talk about that.
Our knee-jerk reaction.
How to have celebratory conversations and create a celebratory environment all the time. And then we're going to talk about, this might seem a little, but how can celebrations really acknowledge people's rights? And what
especially in the Pride Month, but we won't get into it.
And not only Pride Month, Black History Month, Women's Health Month. In doing all these celebrations, you are really acknowledging the rights and the needs of other people.
Oh, that's true. Special Olympics. Yeah.
So that's really, really important to figure out how you can create that, be a part of it, and why that's important as well. So,
and I think there's something to be said about learning other people's cultural celebrations, because you learn a lot about people's histories and ethnicities and that kind of thing when celebrations. That's how people come together to celebrate and honor their traditions, their food, their culture, their things. So it could be a really cool learning experience too.
So tolerance is a underutilized word here in America these days. So
and probably globally. Globally. I'm looking at you, Vladdy.
Talk about that a little bit going forward. So anyway, we have some fun topics coming up this month. We hope you will join us next Thursday and the Thursday after that, and on and on.
For June, boy. So you know how we do. We haven't actually been before you much longer than we normally would be before you. So we're gonna bid you adieu. But of course, we ask the same thing every week. Yo, are you subscribed on the YouTube channel? Are you following us on IG or the Insta, as some people say? Have you liked us on Facebook? Are you following us on Fanbase? We're doing it all for you. So, you want to hear from you, you want to connect with you want to make sure you can keep up with the episodes, find out what's going on, all the things. But we can't do that if you're not in the know, baby. So be in the know.
Throw some questions in there.
Show some questions. The celebrations, it's important. It's an important thing. So, yeah. Hit us in the DMs. Put us, something in the comments. We're around. So this has been today's Truthful Chat. We will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Celebrate somebody this week.
Enjoy the weekend. Celebrate somebody this week. And we'll holler at you next week.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.